listen to us. We're just grateful that you are here. Tanner laughed at me right as I said good morning, so I apologize, everyone.
You're doing like you were like dancing when you're counting.
You know, I'm really getting into producing the podcast. Sue me. Anyway, we are finishing up our rampage of interviews this week. So we have the Savanna Whatley here with us today. I'm saving the best for last, which is actually funny because if you remember, we had Savanna's little sister on, Sarah Whatley, last week. So Sarah is probably going to yell at me for saying the Savanna Whatley, and I also think Savannah's sister. So that is fine. We'll deal with it. But Savanna, feel free to say hi. I think you waved, but you can say hello.
Hi. What's up, guys?
And then we have the man, Tanner Rahoy, with us as always.
What's up, people?
So we have another interview, and this one we actually prepared for. So it should sound natural, hopefully, because these interviews are a lot harder than I thought they would be. And we can kind of go from there. But I'm going to introduce good old Savanna. So you worked with us is the only thing that I wasn't sure, like 3 or 4 years now, right?
Yeah, this is my 4th year.
4th year. Cool. Yeah. So I really got to meet Savanna last year in an LGI course where you automatically stood out pretty much right off the bat, and went through the LGI course, did really good. I got to make fun of you a lot. You did the best in your class, which was always a lot of fun. And then we go into doing courses. And so I put Savanna in and she starts teaching. And then all of a sudden you start coming up with like these great ways to do XYZ. You became super helpful. I'm not going to like give away all the like things that you've done, because I feel like that's more, I want to hear like how you came about that, what you did, why, and that kind of thing. But I mean, all these things to truly stand out. And then we get into the summer and we pretty much are like, all right, Savannah's in charge, like you're training, like that is where you need to be. That's your home. And it turns into where I think we had a challenge, I think, with one of our managers where, you know, they were doing well, but they could have like performed a lot better. And so we're like, hey, Savanna, you know, Blake actually saw you. Blake saw you running a pool and you were crushing it, right? It was like a big event. I remember there being like foam or bubbles like everywhere.
Like everything everywhere.
It was a lot going on, but you know, you were out there enforcing the rules, like you were checking the guards daily. Blake was absolutely amazed. And so Blake comes to me, says, hey, like, would Savanna be able to like pass this on to other managers? Because this is what I want my managers to do. I want them to be out and about. I want them supporting the guards, enforcing rules. I want them checking on the guards. Like, I want all of this. This is everything I could have dreamed of. And I was like, sure. So let me ask. So then we asked. Savanna, of course, is down to try it out. And so we send her over to the pool. She does a little like side, you know, checking out the site. We're there to help her out, give her a breakdown of what we're really looking for. She took in some of her insight, and literally we were there like for a whole week, just grinding, getting with each manager, and absolute massive turnover and no complaints the rest of the summer. And this turned into where this is all coming from, this super long intro, is that we developed a whole position around this wonderful human. So we ended up, although I'm not going to lie, I do feel like there's a better name out there, but we cannot figure out what it is. Yeah. So we're calling it the quality control manager for this little bit, but essentially a way to help especially more first-time managers learn how to actually lead and manage the pool facility, because it's more than just walking around and making yourself present. It's more than talking to patrons and handling issues. There's a lot more to it. So this position, inspired by the Savanna Whatley, has ultimately become kind of our powerhouse when it comes to actually operating the pool and teaching people another level of leadership in a very, very cool way. So I want to go into background, I guess, with you, Savanna, and ultimately kind of see, like, you are always working. Like when you're in off season, you're working,
Yeah.
even working when not working, you're working and doing other things. And I guess the start of this is, where did this drive come from? Like, why, I mean, was this something that, like, at 3 years old, you're like working the books, and helping parents with taxes, or
You just
where did it all
knew
come
from
from to just be this like supreme worker?
So growing up, actually, I was a very lazy child. I hated I was so lazy, it was insane. And obviously, 15 years old, barefoot was my first job, and I probably
Respect.
spent my first like 3 paychecks on clothes. Like I had nothing to worry about. I was just like having fun. None of my friends even did it. I was just like, this kind of sounds fun. I don't really know where my head is at, to be honest. I was like 15 years old, hadn't had a car or anything. And then, as you start growing up, those responsibilities start kicking in.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, it's kind of go time. Like, I have to start saving for stuff. I have to start doing everything. And honestly, I don't know what it was, but like school, I was never really good at school. Like, I can kind of get through, but I'm not accelerating. Sports, like, I'm athletic, but I was never like, I'm not going to college for sports, that kind of stuff. So, work is
Gotcha.
kind of where I like poured all my passion into, especially growing up. So, it just like made sense to me to spend all my free time at work because that's just where I see myself in the best light, I guess.
Okay. Well, that's fair. And honestly, it proves, because I mean,
yeah.
it really is like insane. Like, I cannot speak highly enough of Savannah and everything that she's done. And really, I mean, I guess in such a short amount of time, this is your 4th year. So in 3 years,
Yeah.
I mean, to go from lifeguard to the owner of the company saying, this is my like standard for a manager, is super, super cool. And the standard for training on top of that, because I know we've had numerous conversations of training. You've made your own uh, ways of teaching. And so, actually, I think that's a good part two question. So, going into training, clearly it's a passion of yours. Clearly, you're enjoying it, but you're looking for new ways to make training even better than what's already been made. So, where does your passion kind of come from training specifically? Obviously, like, you do well in operations and as a manager and things like that, but training being your big focus, where does that passion come from? And what has inspired you, or what new things have you tried, and why are you trying those things to improve, obviously to improve the company, but where is it coming from on your end?
Um, so I'm a huge control freak. I think that everything that I do is the right way. Um, but obviously, like everyone wants to be right, especially when they're jumping into something new. They want to know how to do XYZ, step one, two, and three, like have everything laid out for them. And I think
Mhm.
when I first, because my first year, I joined halfway through the summer, I was a lifeguard. Second year, did not care about being promoted. I was just lifeguarding. But that third year is when I finally decided to do LGI training. And once I got lead, which I did not expect at all, once I got it, I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna like try really hard at this because I could see how much like you believed in me, especially from LGI training. So
Mhm.
once I did start leading, I was like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Every person that I asked kind of just either didn't reply or didn't really like have a step by step, like laid out thing on
Just do
what to
it.
do. Yes, they're like, you got it, just kind of go. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I
Very
need to
vague,
know.
like with
I
the
need
help.
I need everything. So I kind of just decided to be that for other people and just to be like almost like a role model because I just know how awkward I was and how scared I was, and I just don't want anyone to ever feel like that, especially when they're even assisting.
Mhm.
So I kind of just started going with what felt right and going, especially training every single week. I picked up on what worked and what didn't. Um, and to me, training, I want them to have fun. You know what I mean? And that's like honestly probably my main concern. Like obviously I want them to pass, but they're not going to give you all that they can to pass if they're not having fun.
Right.
Mhm.
So obviously I want to, my first step always is to build a connection, especially when you're first sending out those texts to see if they are willing to come to training. It's just like creating a safe environment, I think, so that no one feels uncomfortable. Every single person feels like they know that they're welcome, I think was kind of my strategy. And working with lots of different people helped me just like put together a perfect set list, I guess, of what I like to do and what works for
Yeah.
me because I'm very, very particular on stuff. I can't even like, sometimes I can't even trust other people to teach it because I just know I like things done a certain way. So yeah, it's just more of like I'm such a control freak, but I want everyone to feel like safe and welcomed. So
Well,
I
and
guess
you can
kind of
definitely see it because let's see how the last class that we did was what about 20 something people roughly.
oh sorry, yeah, 20 people. Sorry, my door just closed. I thought it was a ghost.
Is it haunted there? Is your house haunted?
It's really
so Ghost,
super
what's your perception of Savannah?
it's all him. I don't do anything.
So yeah, I mean it was about 20 people and I went to have lunch with y'all and I was really just expecting because I know you always invite some guards with you to lunch, and so I was going to meet you and whichever few guards you brought, and it was at Chick-fil-A. So we'll set the scope for everyone's at Chick-fil-A, and there is literally Chick-fil-A, I mean some are different, but Chick-fil-A has like at some of them it's just this long like table, like bar tool, and it's just very long, and the entire table was filled with the class. And then it was actually so many people had come that there was at a different table for the remaining lifeguards there, and so
We took over.
there's literally almost about 20 people that are just sitting at Chick-fil-A. And so I walk in and I didn't think anything of it at the time. Like I saw a couple of guards. So I said, hey, what's up? And then I see Savanna and I see the other instructors and I see them all at this table. And I was like, there's this like the whole class, isn't it? And sure enough, everyone's like, everyone, this is Parker. And like everyone's like staring at me. And I'm like, oh God, don't look at me, please. It's too much pressure. And sure enough, I mean, same next day, we all went to the magical place of Filoso, highly recommended by Savanna Whatley. So
Filoso.
I
Okay.
can't even talk about it on the podcast. I'm going to go a little crazy.
If you want to give Savannah the best present in the world, just buy her a gallon of the jalapeno ranch, and you'll be her favorite person.
Yeah.
I just imagine that like that's going to be like your incentive this year. It's like at the end we're like, you did a really good job. Here's your bonus. It's like two gallons.
Just 2 gallons.
I would literally work a full shift, not paid, just for the ranch.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny,
so
dude.
Good.
She does, dude. Like I've seen, I like literally she'll have, like the serving cups, just normal. And if they're like the small ones, like 9 of them she had one time, like on her plate.
Fill it up. There's no bite that goes into my mouth without ranch on top.
That's funny. That's like, this is random, but it reminded me of somebody that I used to know that when they would go to Chick-fil-A, they would get Chick-fil-A sauce, but they would get a Chick-fil-A sauce for however many nuggets they had.
Oh
and
my
they would
gosh.
literally dunk an entire nugget and use the entire Chick-fil-A sauce, take it out, eat it, throw it away. And then it was like rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Yeah. What?
Well, there's chips. You have to account for the chips. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you're like using all of your jalapeno ranch. Like,
yeah,
this guy's throwing away Chick-fil-A sauce after what? It's like, it sounds like anyone watch Monk?
Oh,
I know this is like old. But
they were coating the nuggets in like Chick-fil-A sauce. Like there was they were picking that thing clean. Yeah, like they were throwing it away, not being wasteful. They were throwing
it was being used. Jeez, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
At that point, I feel like you should just make chicken nugget nachos. Like put them all and then just like throw the sauce on top.
Get like a little salad container and just toss them.
There you go. I live for the day that Savannah brings her own salad tosser.
and speaking of Chick-fil-A, I used to work there.
Yes. So this was actually, you worked at Chick-fil-A too, Tanner?
I did, man. I've worn many. Hey, if you don't believe me, I will grab my Chick-fil-A hat right now.
It's in the back. The full.
Oh, I got the full uni
jacket, everything.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, how many people work for Chick-fil-A, man? Like literally half the. There was only one person I think, Rat, other than me, that has not worked for Chick-fil-A that we've talked to already.
The Chick-fil-A by my house, they don't even say my pleasure anymore.
Dude, I know, right? I'm not hearing it as much anymore.
Dude, they're just like,
it's weird.
I still say it. It's so bad.
I don't know if it was a friend. I think it was a friend of mine. I don't think it was a cousin. It's either friend or cousin. That's all I got. But I take that back. I have two
No.
little sisters. Sorry, Abby. Sorry,
No,
Betty.
you don't. Friend, cousin, parent. I don't know.
Whatever, close enough. But it was when Chick-fil-A had actually really started initiating the My Pleasure concept. And so our friend worked for Chick-fil-A. And so we would always go to Chick-fil-A and just say thank you 24/7 to him every time. And it was probably the best thing in the world. And you would just see them because it would be like, we'd all go for one sauce component and then leave. And then the next one of us would go and grab another sauce. And then it was like every refill. I mean, we made sure that they were the one. It was so
My
good.
pleasure. It's absolutely my pleasure.
It's always.
Sometimes I'd shorten it. I'd be like, my pledge, anything you need.
Ooh,
My
I
pledge,
like that.
that's
Okay, my
good.
pledge.
With the
That's cool.
Yep.
twist.
Yeah.
I love
cool.
that.
Did you work in
Well,
the front? Like, were you
yeah.
like front of
Oh, I
house?
was bag and drive through.
Nice. Okay.
Dude,
Yep.
drive-through is highly underrated. That stuff is hard.
Yeah. It's
Like,
stressful.
it's super, super hard. But I guess
Especially
Chick-fil-A had a pretty good
Chick-fil-A, like,
system.
Chick-fil-A's so busy everywhere.
I know.
So
Gosh.
what was like the system for Chick-fil-A? You know, like walk us through what it was like to work for Chick-fil-A and that type of deal. Because this is actually like a wild process.
Yeah. So you go in for an interview. You get hired through an app of some sort. You go in through an interview. They kind of just walk you through, like, their full contract is on paper and you fill out everything. And you go through like any outside obligations you have. It's pretty, like, almost took an hour, I would say.
Wow.
And they're like a Christian. Obviously, no, it was crazy. In the store too, I was like, "Can I get a snack?" Like,
For real.
but it's a Christian-based company, obviously, so they wanted to hear that I was involved in youth group and stuff like that outside of work. And I had someone that worked at Chick-fil-A that I slightly knew, and even the managers pulled them aside and asked like how Christian I was and how I was like outside of school and stuff like that to see if I was like worthy of working at Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
I got hired and I
Congrats,
started
man.
working. Obviously, you start at the bottom of the food chain. You have to like work your way up. But yeah, maybe it was just my experience, but obviously Chick-fil-A cares so much about their customers and stuff like that. But
Right.
I noticed they cared more about the customers than the employees.
Yes.
So much that they would put the employees in jeopardy for the customers, if that makes sense. Which is what I appreciate so much about Barefoot, is that they will not do that to their employees. And that's obviously one of the reasons why I stopped working at Chick-fil-A, because they care more about the food than they do about you. And that's just what I kind of picked up.
And wasn't there something where like you were almost tracked by the minute, and like if you didn't meet that time frame, you were like getting written up or something like that?
Oh, of course. There's like the breaks. Like if you were 1 minute late, like you had to pay for your food. Like it was.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was some crazy stuff. And even like having us stand outside in the snow when the drive-through voice worked and there was only one car, like why did we need to go outside?
I don't get that.
No.
I don't understand that, because my Chick-fil-A does that too, and I'm like, you have two working windows. They're like,
they gotta see the face.
And
bro, I don't care about.
I will say, I did make them. I tried to make the customers feel bad for me. It was like pouring rain. I was like,
just getting drenched on.
Give me the tip, like please.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's
I was
hilarious.
thinking about money. I was, and they don't really pay that well for how hard you're working.
I was gonna say, like, did you get tips? Were you able to get tips?
Oh, so I work all
Hypothetically.
holidays, everything. So I was working Christmas Eve in the morning, and that was probably the only day I got a tip. Maybe a couple quarters here and there, but
a couple quarters. Why am I like not surprised that that's the tip that you get at Chick-fil-A is a couple quarters? Like I picture like quarters. You know what I picture is like Colonel Sanders looking dude, and like here's your 2 quarters.
Oh, yeah, like thank you so much, because I'm scared it's like a social experiment and he's gonna hand it out. Like
you changed my life. Yeah,
I start crying.
That's why I don't do those. Like, go ahead.
Sorry, I just didn't care. Like, I would hand out free stuff all the time. I was like, "Do you want a fry? Let me get you a fry. Wait, right here. Let me get you a fry." Like, I should not have been working there.
Well, I mean, I feel like part of that works too, because it's like again, because it is so customer based that you can almost be like, hey, I was just in it for the customers, man.
There's a button. There's a button to void off food that says just because. I'm not joking.
Just because?
No way, dude.
I'm not joking.
Wow.
That's still
That's
pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the minute thing. That's what got me, and I respect Chick-fil-A. Like, please note, we're not trying to hate on Chick-fil-A. It's just, there's pros and cons, right? Like, this is a job and it's a fairly good job, clearly Christian based, and they want to make sure that you're, living that life, which I think is great because that's their brand. And I think that's one thing Chick-fil-A has established is a brand that they'll do anything for their customers, which is true, and, we're trying to be good people in general to present in a way to present ourselves, right? And that's what they do. And then that's where you see all the stories. I mean, I don't know if y'all see the Chick-fil-A's with like the couch, and they're like, oh, here's this person and here's like a crazy story and all these things.
Oh yeah.
They've done a very, very good job of doing that. But to me, it's at, kind of what you were talking about, Savanna, like at what cost, and how do you balance that out to where, they're putting the employees a little bit more, I wouldn't say at risk, but, kind of hurting them and not feeling that love and support.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've always valued that we do is, we are here for you. One of the biggest things that we try to establish is that you're not just an employee number. We don't want you to just clock in, clock out and leave. We want you here all the time, and that's why we do all the events. Whether it's flag football, sand volleyball, water gun fight coming to you soon, April 27th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Basketball bash.
Basketball bash.
Prom. I'm not going.
Wow.
It's
Fired.
That's pretty rude, bro. That's pretty rude.
How can you do this?
So we're gonna take back. It's not the Savanna Whatley. It's just Savanna Whatley. So
I worked on prom last year.
It's just Savanna.
Dude, I do remember that. You did. Yeah, like literally because she had to leave at like originally it was 4 and you stayed till like 5.
5:45.
All the way through.
And prom started at 8. We had dinner. I was there.
What a legend.
Dude, so did you just like immediately run home and have to like did you get any downtime?
I don't even really know what I was doing. I had the High School Musical prom playlist on my way there. I was probably going 90.
That's all she needed.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Just getting the High School Musical prom vibes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is what we're looking for. If you're not willing to sacrifice prom, don't even work for us. Get out of here.
Seriously.
Please
and
do not.
I don't think I'm
do
sacrificing
that.
prom this year.
Please do not drive 90 miles an hour. Yeah. Do not drive 90 miles an hour. No.
Yes, do not drive 90 miles an hour. 75. 70.
Dad, if you're listening, I'm joking.
These are all hypothetical situations. None of this is real.
Everything fake. Don't ban us.
All right, Savanna. So talked about Chick-fil-A. I'm glad you brought that up because that was definitely something I wanted to talk about. And we've talked about what's gotten you here. Now, of course, let's talk about the future. So what are you looking for, 5-10 years down the road?
Funny you ask that. I have no idea. I do have to pay for my college. So that is also a reason why I work. I have to pay for my college.
Are you doing College?
Yes.
Heck yeah, brother. Go Cougs.
So what is it? Is it just that? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Do I need more curve?
But
there we go.
Yeah, I am going to college. I have to pay for my own college, which I don't think there's anything wrong with. I'm going to be very proud of myself after this because I do not want to be in debt, especially because how hard I work to pay for things. But I'm going to college for business administration.
Nice.
So that's just kind of something that will open up doors for me, I feel like. I don't have a job set in my mind. I do know that I work well leading and organizing and, speaking. I'm really open to anything.
Cool. Hey, sometimes that's even better because that's really what I did too. I mean, I thought I knew what I had in mind because originally was engineering. But when I decided finally to not go the engineering route, that's when I I did the same thing. You know, I just kind of started from scratch. I went to college, also business administration, no big deal. And yeah, just kind of figured out from there. But yeah, I got the associates and then off to UT Dallas, where I kind of figured like I did like the business life, and then it was a matter of picking which form, because you got accounting, finance, business, and then marketing and advertising and sales. There you go. So there's like the mains, and that's what's nice about. That's what I always say. Like, you don't really have to know what you're doing when you get into college. You just have to like go through it a little bit.
You gotta be there.
Then, yeah, because those classes are that's why those classes are generated. You do like one finance class, one accounting class, one whatever, and you do one of these, and then you're like, all right, which one like actually intrigued me? And then that usually will set you down the path. Yeah. And then you get your associate's degree, so it transfers.
I already have my basics.
You're like super ahead, aren't you?
Yeah.
Nice. How did you do that? Was it just like high school, like dual credit?
Yeah, high school dual credit. But since I like switched high schools my senior year, they like did it differently. So now I'm getting like I wouldn't have been allowed to take this many at my old school, but now that I am here, so
you can take like as many. Yeah,
dual credit's cool. So good. Yeah, highly recommend dual credit for sure.
Dual credit is the way to go.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, then you know what this really means is I think we just need to offer Savanna a full-time job at Barefoot before her greatness goes elsewhere. Do it. Perfect.
She's like, do it.
Yeah, she said do it. I don't know if y'all heard it, but she said do it, so we're doing it now.
Actually,
no.
No, you gotta finish college. Finish college first, just in case. Yeah. Even I did that.
Oh, I meant high school, but yeah, college for sure.
Always college. I don't know, man. I always go back and forth on do you really need college? Because Charles and Blake didn't do it, but I did it.
I mean, yeah, it depends.
It doesn't hurt in the end to do it, other than the loans. But I'll tell you, like my debts are way less than everyone else's going to college.
Exactly.
Or any community college.
What's your debt, Parker? Or like roundabout? You don't have to say like
27,000.
I'm like a little tiny bit under that, and I had to start paying like this past week. It literally hurt my heart.
Yeah, it sucks.
My older sister is a elementary school teacher. She went to Collin and then went to A&M Commerce, and she just graduated A&M Commerce fully debt free, nothing.
Dang, dude! Yep. What a legend!
Seriously,
God, I wish. Do you know what I could do with the money if I didn't spend it on loans? Nothing. I wouldn't do anything different. But I would like to have it.
You could buy a lot of Chick-fil-A.
Hey, I could buy those cups. I could buy Savanna 2 gallons of jalapeno ranch.
Thank you.
Dude,
I mean, no charge.
2,000 gallons.
I'll buy the store. What are we talking about?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're just going to mess around Chick-fil-A.
Franchise the Chilosos or Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, yeah, what do we call it? Chick-fil-A Chiloso hybrid.
Chickloso.
Chickloso. Ooh.
That's
now we're talking.
No.
I don't know if you know that.
Chickloso. That's even better.
What is it? What'd you got?
Chick-filoso.
Chick-filoso?
Okay, we'll go back to the other one, guys. Okay.
I was gonna say.
I think Chickloso was good. Chickloso was good. What a powerhouse there. Because the queso could take it to the next level. All right. Well, I got all my questions out, I think. You're just really good at this and answering the questions so well. Tanner, do you have anything for good old Savanna?
Yes. I got a good question. I think that everybody listening to this would be like really interested to hear this answer, but do you have like a funny like Parker story? Or like if you don't have one specific in mind, do you remember when you like what was like your first impression of him?
So I'll do both. My first training was actually with the Gracie Reich. We both
the legend.
And I remember, wow, this guy talks a lot. I'm just joking.
This is true, guys. I'm not even ashamed.
I was genuinely just like interested in what you had to say because you were the first adult I saw at this company.
Dang.
Most of them, obviously, like instructors were 19, like kind of around my age. But yeah, you were the first adult. So I was like, okay, he's the big guns. And obviously the LGIs were hyping you up as the training went along. So yeah, I just wanted to like impress you really. Like everything that I was doing from when you stepped in, I was like, I am getting a compliment.
You're like, is he watching?
Is he watching? I don't get those out easily.
Yeah.
I hardly ever give out a
rolling
compliment.
these tubes, I am rolling these straps, I'm doing the most perfect saves. Like everything was just because I wanted to just prove myself, because of how
Nice.
much the LGIs did hype you up. And kind of going off that, my favorite thing, it's not just one. I do this every single training, every single one. I tell my group of trainees that Parker is a 6'4" blonde guy every single time. And that's the look on their faces when he walks in is my favorite memory. There's nothing else more amazing than seeing the look on their faces. The training last week, they looked straight over you. They couldn't even, they were like,
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
yeah.
It's for any new
really
listeners.
because
I
we
am
just like,
not.
yeah, no, sorry. But yeah, and not only does that like introduce Parker in like a funny way, not a scary way, if that makes sense, but it kind of just gives
That's
them
good.
something to like talk to Parker about and be like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is what the LGI said, him just being kind of scared while he's like sitting there. So yeah, just little stuff like that I just like do every single time just to make it a little bit funnier, a little bit
That is super
of
funny.
like a better, yeah.
6'4" blonde guy. I love that.
Yep.
Actually, it reminded me of a story. I think it was Nicole Arnold when she was my area manager, and this was a few years back. And she was teaching a class, and she was talking to class. She was like, "Oh yeah, Parker will be here soon." And she was trying to describe me, and he was like, "He's got brown hair. He's kind of tall." And all of the LGIs behind her like looked at her and was like, "Tall?" Question mark. Just ramsacked me, dude. It's like, wow, y'all are some haters, man. I can't be short in this world anymore.
It's funny.
Only.
How tall are you?
Good. I am 5'7".
Nice.
170 pounds. If anyone wants all my biometrics, I have a 14.6% body fat and 20 something BMI. I can't remember it.
What's the waist?
I have a scale.
Yeah, what's your
33?
Waist?
33 waist.
33. Wow. How crazy is it that I have a smaller waist than you?
It's because I'm thick.
You are thick, man.
Jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah. We're tangenting too far.
Jiu-jitsu has been involved into the conversation once again. It has to happen at least once. It has to be at least once.
Yeah, I'm sorry I did that.
You do realize that if we actually, there is an episode where I didn't introduce it. I did forget. So that's unfortunate. But if I ever forget, it'll be like hearts, when we do our hearts at the end, I'm going to say jiu-jitsu. So at least it's in there. So that'll be that.
It's funny.
Tanner, any more stuffs? I know we got this will be a little bit shorter of an episode because we all are busy people. But
yeah. So you mentioned like, you're like a workaholic, like you've worked like many different places, and you only mentioned like Chick-fil-A. What other places have you worked, and like has there been a place that's been like close to Barefoot, like in a sense of like family kind of like culture, work culture?
So I work at 54th Street right now. It's a restaurant and I'm a server. Money's great and I get to kind of do my own thing. I'm not really like worried about working with others because I'm just serving my table by myself. And I just started working there when I first moved to McKinney, just to kind of pick up a job because most of my family has worked in the service industry and I just kind of wanted to do something in the off season. And once I started like working and really showing off like how I love to do, I kind of got some Barefoot people actually to start working there, and almost everyone in McKinney that has worked for Barefoot works at 54th Street now.
Wow.
And it's just such a crazy difference to see how when I first started working there, how like unconnected everybody was, and then seeing the Barefoot family like take over another place. And always like getting people to sign up like, hey, this new buster, I'm like, I know you want a summer job, let me see your phone. Like just doing everything that we can just to like we just love to share Barefoot no matter where we go. And it's just awesome to see that we're making it a family at this other job.
That is really cool. That's probably the coolest story for sure.
Yeah. Serving is hard, but you can make good money with it.
Exactly.
Especially, yeah, and you're like a personable person. Like, you're easy to talk to. And I'm sure like you kind of like walk to every table with like the same smile and attitude. So you probably get tipped pretty
Oh,
well.
hands down. Because the first, like, I wouldn't say first impression, but like the first, like, okay, this is what Savannah's like, was she was giving rides to, I don't know if it was everyone or what, when she was doing her LGI training. But they were like, yeah, so Savannah will like roll down the window and just start chatting with like the car next to you. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that.
I do that at every stoplight. I'm like,
yeah, she's like waving and talking to them. And me, I'm like, nope, I don't even look to the left or right. Yeah. Like, leave me alone. I'm in my space.
You're my least favorite person to pull up on.
Yeah, because I don't even notice.
Like, they just like stare straight ahead. They're like, if I don't look. Yeah.
And honestly, I do that because they can't be mad at my driving if I'm talking to them nice. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's a very good reasoning.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, I was like, wow. And I mean, really, it's this happens all the time. Like the amount of times they're like, you'll be training and there's like someone of lifeguard age at the pool and like, yo, you're working for us. And like, that's just it. Like there was no way around it. So yeah, there's a lot of personality to Savanna, way more than me. I'm not gonna lie, a little envious of your personal skills, because me, like, I panic. You saw me last week. Hi, this is so Savannah has like these two guards. They're really excited to meet me, and you know me, I don't do well meeting people. And so like, hey, this is Parker, and I literally just turn around and I go, hi, and I like have no idea what to say, and my mind was like, how are you doing? Do I say what's your name? Like, and I just panic the entire time.
They're like, Savannah, please bring us to Parker, please. So I'm like, okay, like, hey Parker, like this is like scars they want to say. He's like, hey.
I don't know what else to say.
Are you kidding me? Like, give him something. I've been hyping you up for 2 days.
Like, that's all you said, and I was like, I wasn't ready. Like, I have to prepare, man. Like, literally, I'm the guy that like has note cards to meet someone. You'd be like, hi, my name is Parker.
Yeah.
What's your name?
And the best part is, half the time, I'm not sure what's coming out of my mouth. But if you just put on a face of confidence, no one can give you any sort of like.
That's some good advice.
Confidence is key. Really, that's what got me through.
Delivery. Yeah, delivery is key. Yeah. If you deliver the line with confidence, even if it's the dumbest thing that's ever been uttered, they're still going to be like, hey, and at least shows. They think they're right. Yeah.
Like, I bet if we asked, we could do a poll, and if we said, what are the 3 top traits of Savannah? Confidence would be on there somewhere, just because
I don't know.
That's how she goes about it.
When I get by myself, I'm like, I'm doing everything wrong. Like, everything.
I know, and it's really funny. Every time she's like, I don't know if I did this right. I was like, crushed it, man. You absolutely crushed
it. Literally
perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. Wouldn't have done it any differently myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm over here like, I couldn't have even done that well. That's what sucks. Yeah. Awesome. So there you go. Confidence is key. Takes you many places. It turns you into Savanna Whatley to the Savanna Whatley. So if you wanted the in front of your name, confidence is key. What a summary.
Boom.
What a summary.
Oh, crap.
And I will say one thing that even goes with that is that time you're talking about Blake saw me like managing and this whole new position. That was my first day managing. I had no clue what I was doing. First day managing,
so crazy,
I was running around because I didn't know what to do. So I would go up to guard and be like, hey, like, how are you? Like, water. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
Water.
Water. We need water.
And I would just go like spray sunscreen on them because I had no idea what to do with myself. So it's crazy that he liked that because I was just trying to act like I was like, yeah, totally. Blake thinks I know what I'm doing right now. Like,
see, that's all you gotta do, man. You just gotta pretend you know it.
Yeah,
fake it till you make it.
To an extent, yes.
To an extent.
All right. Anything else you got for Danner? That was a good question.
I think, yeah.
I would ask the same, but I don't know like how much you really met Tan Man.
I think I met Savannah. Was it last summer at like Sparkman? Maybe. Honestly, it may have been 2 summers ago when I was just delivering.
Oh, you were delivering. Yep. And I was
And
like,
I
what?
was it Sparkman? I think it was Sparkman.
No. I was at Inspiration and you were delivering, and I was like, we have those. Like, we have delivery guys. What's that?
I was just like, hey, what's up?
What a
I'm
lame
delivering
job.
I'm delivering papers. Here you go.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
And then we kind of connected more at Barefoot Bashes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we both like moved up. But yeah, it's been awesome to like work close with you because again, like I just love like positive energy and stuff like that, and I feel like we bounce off each other well. Yeah,
it's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would actually like to see y'all together. I think that'd be fun.
Heck yeah.
Here we go. Great idea. Savannah, we recruit to our Supreme squad on volleyball, sand volleyball. I don't know if I said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, done.
Yeah,
I was
that's my fault.
I already cooked both of you in sand volleyball. So
I know you, but you're always going against us. We want you on our team.
Okay. As long as I win, I'm happy.
Oh, we're gonna win because we got Tanner and we got Aiden, the high jumpers. You have me that kind of just randomly is good from time to time, but I'm never really bad. I just randomly have better options. And then we got you who actually played volleyball.
Baller.
And then we have Casey who also played volleyball. So we just need one more elite human to make the ultimate squad.
Yeah. We need a setter.
I can set well. I set well. But yeah, another one. There we go. So be on the lookout. If you are trying to try out for our Supreme squad, you can meet us at our sand volleyball meet. We'll do tryouts for an hour. It'll be grueling and it'll be intense.
Yeah. Bear crawls.
We make them run a lap.
Bear crawls, rolling around in the sand, head to toe, jump in a lake, and then get wet and sandy like Navy SEALs. Yep. The whole thing. If you are not fit enough to be a Navy SEAL, you are not fit enough to be in this squad.
I would not make this.
Me neither.
The meme what would get me would be the 3 days of no sleep. That's what.
Days?
Yeah. So they have a hell week. It's not it's a full week. Actually, maybe 5 days. I can't remember. But the first 3 days are no sleep, and then you only get 1 hour of sleep after that.
I didn't even think that was like
personalities out the door.
Yeah, that's like I'm out to lunch. Like
my
brain is taking a walk. Yeah.
Thinking about the Filoso Ranch.
Dude.
That's it.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that like a month into like their 3 or 6 month training. I can't remember. Yeah, they're just trying to weed people out, man. Of 150, it's like 20 people make it. And that's just through like boot camp. That's not even through the rest of the training.
That's crazy.
Fun facts on Navy SEALs. There you go, guys. You're welcome.
Navy SEALs.
Well, we can wrap it up here. We can start doing our follower appreciation love. Didn't do too much. I'm not going to lie. I really slacked on social media this week, so I sincerely apologize for not posting at all. I got all the videos made and then I forgot to schedule them. So super. I did schedule YouTube. I just didn't schedule the social medias that most people follow. So that was unfortunate. So yeah, if you want to see all the updates, they're on YouTube. Otherwise, they'll all be posted double posting this upcoming week. But for the followers that follow us just because they're awesome, shout out our love and appreciation for y'all. We just have a few. We got Fernando, Jiu Jitsu guy. Dude, I'm going to have the whole school following this page at this point.
Fernando.
Got Darius Moon, our homie.
There he is.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Evan Hobby, Barefoot Human as well. Mia Camacho, I believe, is also a Barefoot Human. And then Amir Hindawi, who is a good friend of mine. So thank you, Amir. Great photographer, by the way. I think this is his. He's got a lot of his photography photos. So if you want to see some cool photography, Amir Hindawi is your guy. Take a look at it. So, and that's it. Like I said, very small list because I did terrible at my job. I apologize. So I will do better next time. I promise. And then last but not least, Mad Rabbit. The sunscreen is out. I am using that this weekend. I will let you know if I get burned. So, but if you want other tattoo care products, feel free to buy it. Savannah, if your parents need more.
Yep.
Bear
Parents take that to you guys.
2024. Tell them to hurry up. But yeah, sunscreen's out. I'll let you know if it's any good. Use our code BEAR2024, 20% discount. Use it every single time you make a purchase. It's not limited to just one. It's not limited to the time of year. So just do it whenever. You'll get the discount for it. They have boxes and stuff like that if you want to buy a whole thing. They also do subscriptions, which is super, super nice. And then I will allow you as well, Savanna. You have a program that you do for the shark. Was it Shark Watches?
Yeah.
Boom. All right. So if you want to give out your code, I'll make sure it gets posted for you.
So if you're a lifeguard and you're looking for a watch, you can use on stand safety and will work underwater. Use the Shark Watch. Visit freestyle.com. Pick your watch and enter code Savanna May, SAVANNAMAE 10 for 10% off your watches.
Woo! Dang,
Perfect.
she's got that down, dude.
Did you practice that?
That was so good.
Nice. I was like,
hey, this is the
Confidence is
confidence that
key.
we're talking about. Yeah, this is the confidence we're talking about.
that's awesome.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, I think that's all I have. I know shirts are super, super soon. I know we've made some good progress on that. Lifeguard trainings are out and about. If you want to be trained by the Savanna Whatley, sign up now. On the Instagram, our link, it's the very bottom link. All you have to click on is that link, and then click on if you live in DFW or if you live in Houston, and then apply. You can get trained by the greatest of the greats.
Boom!
And work with the greatest of the greats. So sign up now before spots fill up, and we will go from there. And last but not least is the hearts. Hearts in the chat. So Savannah, you got to do a heart with us. Much appreciation for y'all. Love you all very much. And we are out.
Nice.